Hai, selamat datang ke podcast Sembang ke Langit bersama saya Syirahu. Let's be vulnerable here and talk about life. Jom. Hello, Assalamualaikum. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Sembang ke Langit podcast. Bersama saya Syirahu. Definitely not a therapist, but with me right now, a real therapist, definitely. So with me right now adalah Mimie Rahman, a counselor from MINDAKAMI. Mimie, perkenalkan diri.
Hai semua, nama saya Mimie Rahman. Saya merupakan kaunselor berdaftar dan juga managing director untuk MINDAKAMI lah. So bagi sesiapa yang tak kenal MINDAKAMI ni sebuah inisiatif yang bercakap tentang kesihatan mental. Kita memberikan kesedaran kesihatan mental kepada sekolah, kepada NGO dan sebagainya. Dan kita juga ada provide counselling, terapi dan juga psychological assessment untuk diagnosis. Jadi bagi sesiapa yang ingin mendapatkan diagnosis ataupun terapi sama ada untuk couples ataupun untuk individu, boleh datang berjumpa kami sebab kita ada kaunselor, kita ada clinical psychologist dan sebagainya. Dan I'm very excited to talk about this topic today.
Yes. So today our topic is gonna be burnout at workplace. Gitu. Okay, so sebelum kita get into our discussion, MINDAKAMI will offer a very nice, very good promotion to you guys as a listener. So stay tuned until end of our podcast session. Nanti saya akan bagikan kod promo untuk korang dapatkan diskaun. Okay, so burnout in workplace. Okay, why I bring this topic to our podcast, because macam I think macam like hustle culture. Okay, hustle culture memang dah ada since past years gitulah, dari dulu lagi. But I think macam like post COVID, it has been more intense. I think sebab macam masa COVID, things are slowing down. But when COVID is macam orang dah tak peduli pasal COVID, like what is COVID? Orang macam like double the hustle. And I think macam sekarang macam many factors buatkan orang macam in a constant stress dan akhirnya burn out dekat tempat kerja. So Mimi, first thing first, burn out ni apa? Apa tanda-tanda dia?
Okay. Sebelum tu I nak kena cakap pasal stres dulu tau.
Okay.
Sebabnya stres dengan burnout ni dia macam ada kaitan tapi dia pun tak ada kaitan. Dia macam dua-dua at the same time lah. Kita ada buat podcast tentang stres.
Yes.
Kan?
Kalau korang mendengar pergi dengar sekarang. Dengar dulu yang tu.
Bila cakap pasal stres ni adalah normal situation yang berlaku. Everyone experience stress. Jarang orang experience stress. And stress is just very very common. In a way kita respond to a situation when things happen and kita deal with it. Macam tu. Burnout is different. Burnout berlaku bila sama ada stress dia melampau ataupun kita panggil chronic stress yang tak boleh control, and then kita dah tak tahu nak buat apa. Kita decided lantak asal benda. Kita dah tak berminat dengan apa yang kita buat. Macam tu. And burnout ni berlaku bila masa there's too much going on, di mana kita rasa macam dia bukan marah tau. Dia rasa more like macam demotivated, discouragement, dan juga rasa macam apalah aku nak jadi dengan hidup aku ni. Macam tu. Asyik buat benda yang sama. Dah lah, tak berminat lah buat benda ni. Dia macam tu. Stress okey lagi. Stress kita still nak buat mah. Burnout dah tak nak dah. Dia macam tu. So it's completely different context.
So when you say about chronic stress, right? So dia macam like CP. So what differentiate chronic stress from burnout actually?
Okay. Kalau sesiapa yang tak dengar podcast saya lepas, tolong dengar. Sebab I ada explain apa itu bad stress lah. Iaitu acute, episodic dan juga chronic stress. Chronic stress dalam konteks ni adalah dalam bahasa Melayunya stres yang melampau. Alright. Burnout is lelah kerja. So kita kena make sure term yang betul. So kalau chronic stress ni adalah keadaan di mana ada banyak benda berlaku berulang dalam masa yang sama. So dia berpanjangan. Kita masih ada interest nak buat sesuatu tu. Persoalan yang pertama, kita akan tanya pada diri kita, bila nak habis? Macam tu. Tapi akan ada satu tahap di mana kita tak tanya dah benda tu. Tapi yang kita akan tanya, penatlah buat benda ni. Kita akan terus macam tu. Tak nak lah buat, dah tak berminat. Kenapa nak kena buat? benda macam tu. Sebab benda dah selalu sangat berlaku. Itu satu punca, bukan semua, satu punca. So chronic stress yang tak terkawal boleh menyebabkan kelelahan. Okay. Tapi burnout ada pelbagai sebab kenapa benda tu berlaku lah. And kebanyakan masanya adalah dia tak tie down dengan mana-mana situasi. Dia akan berlaku bila rasa macam dah tak boleh nak explain dah apa yang berlaku dengan keadaan kita ni. Sebab dia dah berlaku berpanjangan sangat. Nah, dia macam tu.
Is it longer than chronic stress? Banyak pula soalan aku.
It is completely longer daripada tu. Sebab stress, untuk mudah faham kita buat macam ni. Nak faham stress dengan burnout ni?
Ya.
Saya akan terangkan daripada duration dia, keadaan dan juga apa symptom dia. Boleh?
Boleh, nice.
So kalau stress ni biasanya dia short term. And kalau berpanjangan pun mungkin dalam, tak lama lah, dalam 6 bulan, sebulan, yang itu je. 6 bulan ke sebulan macam mana tu? 6 bulan ke setahun macam tu. So dia berlaku disebabkan satu specific situation. Contohnya, you kena buat paperwork, right? Continuously buat paperwork. So ada situation and you still berminat ni nak buat. Cumanya akan berlaku stress lah, short term macam tu. Kadang berpanjangan, kadang on off. Alright. Burnout lain. Duration dia berpanjangan, dia membawa impak kepada emosi dan juga fizikal seseorang tu. Kadang-kadang tiada sebab. Bila kata tiada sebab tu, tiada spesifik sebab. Sebab dia dah lama sangat, you tak tahu kat mana sebab dia.
So it's gonna be tricky to deal with it more than just the chronic stress.
It is. Sebab dia dah kita tak tahu bila kita start rasa macam ni. Dia macam tu. Alright. Okay. Tu satu duration satu panjang, satu lagi berpanjangan. Kemudian kita cakap pasal the normality of it. No, not normality, commonality of it. Stress is common, satu benda yang berlaku, susah kita nak elak. Sebab stress, ada stress yang baik, ada stress yang tak berapa nak baik. It's part of our daily life, right? Burnout is lain. Burnout is more severe than everyday stress. Sebab bila misal kata you ada burnout, you rasa ada kelelahan dan juga you rasa macam dah tak ada mood nak buat apa-apa. Loneliness is there dan sebagainya lah. Right. Let's talk about symptom a little bit. Symptom of stress. Stress, kita still nak buat benda tau. Still ada mood nak buat benda. So biasanya heart rate akan naik. Anxiety tu ada sebab kita still nak buat. Dan kita macam restless sikit. Apa nak prepare? Semua-semua tu. Kalau burnout lain. Burnout di mana kita jadi penat, malas. I wouldn't say the word malas. Kita jadi penat, kita jadi overwhelmed, tak ada tenaga dan juga detachment. Dan mulalah masa tu kita jadi cynical terhadap diri sendiri. Macam,
so our body,
our
body are not preparing the same way when we deal with stress.
It's not. Sebab dia bukan fight and flight response. Stress is fight and flight, tapi burnout ni is beyond that a little bit.
I see.
Then kalau stress, ada cara untuk reverse dia kalau you boleh control daripada awal. Because of burnout pula, because it happen, one, there's no specific triggers, specific event. Kemudian the severity is much more. The way that you want to handle with it is a little bit different, di mana you may need professional help on that lah, to work on that issue. Dia macam tu.
Oh wow, macam mind blown sekejap. Because I think sebab macam people talk about, people cakap pasal burnout, it has been a common word by now. So it's really macam hard to distinguish between burnout and stress. So that's really helpful when you describe what is burnout and what is stress. So okay, when we talk about burnout dekat tempat kerja kan, jump into the workplace right away. So what kind of situation or culture yang that can lead to burnout to the staff?
Ada banyak. Kita nak mula dari mana?
Kita mula dengan the more common one and yang tak berapa common sangat.
Okay, so bila kita cakap pasal burnout di tempat kerja ni, kita kena faham satu benda. Tempat kerja kita bukan bekerja je tau. Kita kena handle culture.
Yeah, true.
Kita kena handle bosses.
Betul.
Kita kena handle clique lagi. Kita kena handle the distances daripada tempat kerja dan
Commute kan?
sebagainya tau. Kan? Nak commute dekat tempat kerja. Semua-semua benda tu. So, bila cakap pasal burnout at the workplace ni, kena fikir apa sebenarnya
So many
kan?
factors, so many factors to rule out.
So many factors to take down everything. So, just to break down, to make things simple, macam mana burnout dekat tempat kerja boleh berlaku, lelah di tempat kerja. Satu, kerja yang terlalu banyak yang melampau. Contohnya, workload you tu, you dah ada workload tapi tak boleh nak manage. So, bila tak boleh nak manage, apa yang berlaku? Ada banyak task nak kena buat. Ada deadline, responsibility. So, what happen when that happen? You feel overwhelmed, you feel burnt out, and you feel you tak ada mood. Dah, you rasa penat. Penat yang tak boleh nak explain. Itu satu. So, workload yang melampau. Dua, sense of control. Contohnya macam kerja dah stress, and then you feel macam kerja tu ambil a lot of your energy, and you started to micromanage every single thing. Macam tu. So, you tak ada sense of control yang orang kata how to manage your task properly. Macam tu. So, when that happen, you start to micromanage sikit. Micromanage is different dengan delegating the task. So, you start to rasa macam asyik aku penat lah. Penat lagi. So, I guna penat banyak. Kemudian, nombor 3, I would say handle all the constant drama dekat tempat kerja.
Office politics.
Office politics, yes. Constant drama, tak kisahlah daripada siapa-siapa pun. Sama ada colleague, supervisor, management itself. So, it's been constantly ongoing to a point yang macam, again, penat lah. Aku tak tahu macam nak buat sebab it is lack of your control. Macam tu. Long hours, overtime, terlalu banyak to a point yang dah tak tahu macam mana nak control that situation. Boleh lead juga. Lack of support. Support pun sama juga. Kadang-kadang support daripada tempat kerja, support daripada kawan-kawan. It can be, kalau you tak ada, it can be very emotional draining. When you have emotionally drained tu berlaku, it can contribute to burnout in a way. Sebab you tak ada tempat untuk bercerita. Alright? Kemudian you rasa macam being unsupportive in a way. And juga you rasa macam, again, penat. Penat yang tak boleh nak describe. So, tu yang I boleh cakap lah. Sedikit sebanyak. Because it's difficult when you ada burnout sebenarnya. Sebab burnout, kita ada emotional burnout. Kita ada workplace burnout itself dan sebagainya. So, we really need to take care of ourselves before burnout happen lah.
Wow. So, it's more serious than I thought. It's more serious than before I start the podcast. No, I mean macam like it's good to know that it's so serious that we have to take care of ourselves and start to aware lah kita ni tengah fasa burnout or not. Okay. So how dangerous how dangerous is I don't think I use the right word, but bahaya sangat ke burnout ni? How does it affect our life and our productivity?
Alright.
Oh, sebelum tu I tambah lagi satu. Can we have a people yang macam dia, okay, I don't like the term high functioning, but burn out at the same time you doing good in your work?
Oh, good question. Good question.
Okay.
Sebelum tu, kita cakap perkataan bahaya.
Okay.
How dangerous. In mental health kan, for me personally, I'm not, bukan untuk semua, tapi for me personally, I don't use the word dangerous. Tapi the word that I use is frequent and severe.
Oh.
So, how severe the
burnout?
Frequent and severe and chronic macam tu. So how severe the burnout may happen lah. How chronic it is. How frequent we feel that. All that would be a factor. Sebab dia akan impact kita punya productivity. Dia akan impact kita punya well-being in general. Kalau you tanya burnout ni, apa impak dia? Banyak. Sebenarnya sebab stress kita still rasa macam nak engage dengan benda tu, kita nak buat. Kita akan rasa anxious. Anxious is common. Everyone experience anxiety. Burnout yang melampau boleh menyebabkan depression. To get out from depression can be very tricky.
Yeah, that is tricky. It
can be very tricky. Bukannya tak boleh keluar, boleh
It's tough.
je. It's a little bit tough. Sebab kita nak, kalau boleh nak elak daripada seseorang tu rasa perasaan yang boleh dia nak kontrol macam tu lah. Macam tu. So, ada tak orang yang dia rasa burn out and dia okay? That's what we call masking. Betul tak?
Yeah,
Dia
that's true.
cuba untuk mask depan orang lain. Try buat sebanyak mungkin. It can be very good, it can be very not good. It is a double-edged sword. There's no right and wrong answer to that. However, when you mask a lot, you tengah burn out ni. Tapi you mask a lot, what happen is that you kind of sweep everything under the carpet to a point yang macam karpet tu pun dah tak boleh nak tampung segala benda. So it can be very difficult. Macam tu.
So, bila kita cakap pasal burnout, also macam like, I think burnout is quite tricky juga nak cakap because satu, there's so much factor. And yang kedua, dia macam like, it's not something yang we can easily blame people. For example, so sekarang kan macam so many articles and orang like equating new generation sekarang, Gen Z misalnya kata, they're equating them to strawberry generation. People are blaming this burnout happen because of their incompetency. So what do you think about that?
Soalan ni is a little bit tricky and very interesting and very challenging to answer. Sebabnya I do need to, tread my words carefully when it comes to this.
Yeah.
One thing for sure, I do not want to blame any generation, right? Setiap generasi berbeza.
True.
Kita deal with stress, kita deal with situasi yang kita alami semua berbeza-beza, bukan setakat mengikut generasi, tapi mengikut pada peranan zaman, mengikut kepada keadaan dan sebagainya. So kalau nak tanya I, adakah sekarang punya generasi diorang tak competent ataupun tak boleh nak adapt with that situation? Jawapan dia, setiap generasi ada benda tu. Betul tak?
True.
So, kita tak boleh nak blame mana-mana generasi lah. Sebab semua generasi ada cara yang berbeza, ada how they deal with this pun berbeza. But the only differences is that berapa kali you berhenti kerja disebabkan you rasa burnout.
Interesting.
So, kalau you nak rasa berhenti kerja banyak disebabkan rasa burnout, so I might need going to ask balik, are you burnt out or are you stressed or are you are not able to adapt with that situation?
It's tricky to decide that kan, to figure out which one.
It is.
Because luarannya keep berhenti dan tukar kerja.
Kan, sebab tu when it comes to work ni, it's a very interesting topic and it took me some time to learn balik sebab my specialty sebenarnya awalnya bukan my specialty. My focus of therapy is not about kerja. Cuma sekarang I dah nak fokus pada kerja sebab I perasan ramai orang salah faham bila berkaitan dengan kerja ni. Bila melibatkan kerjaya, kita kena fikir banyak faktor. Faktor daripada lokasi, faktor daripada kerja tu sendiri, kelebihan kerja tu sendiri.
Yeah,
Kita
exactly.
kena faktor. Benefit. The colleague itself, the boss itself, the management itself. Semua benda kita kena take into consideration when it comes to this kan. So, bila orang kata, I'm having burnout dekat kerja. So, I may need to assess balik, what kind of burnout? Are you having burnout because of the workload? Or are you having burnout because of the commuting? Or what exactly? Or is it stress? Or is it unable to adapt? So, kita betul-betul kena cari pinpoint. Ada tak pinpoint dia tu? Kalau tak ada, then barulah we need to work on something else mungkin.
Yeah, it's definitely not helping when you play the blame game. Oh, kenapa orang ni burn out because of the generation yang gini, yada-yada, apa semua. And also it's not bila kita cakap pasal like some people choose to stay in their workplace walaupun macam like having a burnout whatsoever, because it's tricky, because quitting job is not an easy option, and also it's not always the best solution to the burnout, because it can be macam kalau asyik tukar kerja, it can be like you are run away from the problem. Takut cakap macam ni. Yeah, it's really tricky. Alright. Tiba-tiba muhasabah diri sebab macam memikirkan because this topic, I think macam like struggle in workplace is something yang we all can relate, especially for we all yang dah kerja kan. Okay, alright. So, bila cakap pasal burnout ni kan, burnout is not something yang easy to handle. So macam like, why take off seminggu or maybe sebulan untuk like release stress, or kata kalau aku dah burn out, tak apa, nanti aku cuti sebulan, and then masuk balik tempat kerja, it still feels the same. Why that happen? Is it berehat is not working anymore or what?
Healing.
Boleh juga kalau pergi healing. Macam okay, pergi healing is a kind of self care. But what if macam pergi healing tu is no more doing good when you are burnt out?
Right. Okay. A very good question. Let's go back to the ayat awal yang I cakap tadi. Good and burning question benda tu. Ayat awal I tadi pasal burnout adalah burnout kadang-kadang tak ada punca. Sebenarnya kadang-kadang bila kata tak ada punca tu because there's so much punca. Kita pergi healing, adakah kita settle that kind of punca? Adakah kita mencari punca?
Oh, kita cuma nak relief je.
Kita nak relief je, betul. Relief is good, tapi it's not a permanent solution. So in a way, one of the ways we need to mitigate, we need to handle faktor-faktor yang boleh membantu kita mengurangkan burnout tu, lelah yang kita rasa. Healing is fine, it's great. Dia bagi kita rasa relax. Tapi in a long term solution, in a long term way, dia bukan permanent langsung. Macam tu.
So
I baru healing juga sebenarnya.
So kalau like, if we approach burnout with self-care and healing je, at one point it's not going to be effective as before. Like that.
Yes. Yeah, sebab macam I pun pergi healing, I pun pergi camping, I ada camping bag apa semua. Kerusi healing pun I ada.
Mantap.
Kan? Cuma tak ada set kopi untuk buat healing kan. Itu kejap lagi nak beli lagi, kejap lagi nak shopping kan.
Is this impulsive or what?
I memang dah lama nak beli sebenarnya. Okay. Tapi I memang ada semua-semua tu in a way that I wanted to take care of myself, to orang kata to release all those stress level apa semua, to make myself better. Tapi adakah it help to solve the issue? It doesn't. So in a way, I still need to work on how to mitigate the stress lah. So bila you dah relax, otak dah clear daripada healing tu, balik daripada tu, you need to work on how to mitigate it, how to prevent it. Macam tu. Self-care is good. Great. Dia bagi you relax. Dia bagi you stay grounded and present, which very needed. Balik, you still kena work on how to work on that. Macam tu.
I guess that itu yang orang patut buat, like when they realise they're in a burnout state. Like deal with the core issue.
Betul tu.
Alright.
When it comes to this kan, always remember that you are not alone lah. Sebabnya orang rasa, some people rasa macam diorang need to deal with this alone. It's not actually. There are people that are willing to help, willing to listen whenever that you are having some situation that hard to handle.
True. Is burnout preventable? And then what are your suggestions so we can prevent as much as we can from getting burnt out?
Good question. Stress is unavoidable.
Yep.
So it can happen.
Yep.
Burnout is preventable.
Yes, good to know.
It is completely preventable. So, bila cakap pasal macam ni nak prevent dia, there are many ways. You nak I start mana, tempat kerja ke diri sendiri?
So many ways we can talk about this. Maybe one podcast are not enough.
Kan? Tapi again,
yeah.
As someone yang I'm the managing director of MINDAKAMI kan. So, one of the thing yang I always emphasize to people is tolonglah ambil cuti. Kalau diorang kata diorang tak boleh buat macam therapist, I contohnya cakap, I cannot do my session today. I cakap, okay, Chun, cutilah kau. Macam tu. Because I wanted to prevent burnout tau. And wanting for them to take care of themselves, to help their orang kata motivational level to stay on the right track, on the orang kata okay dengan orang. Alright. So kalau you di tempat kerja, apa yang you boleh buat is to start with talking about burnout, talking about stress, talking about well-being at dekat tempat kerja. You can start small, you can talk with your friends first. If you are bosses, HR, you can always like macam propose to have like macam every 2 minggu panggil orang untuk cakap pasal benda lah ni, ataupun every 2 minggu pergilah berkemah ke whatever. Itu satu. Tapi untuk diri sendiri, how are you going to prevent it is to have a lot of orang kata to work on strategies di mana always check balik kerja you, check Is it manageable? Is it something that you can break down into smaller tasks? And also, is your self-care is enough? What is your coping mechanism as well? Coping mechanism boleh jadi healthy and unhealthy. Contoh unhealthy adalah pergi smoking. Contohnya. It's all. We don't do that, but it's one of it lah kan. For some people, it's a very good mechanism for smoking, but if you take a lot, it can be very unhealthy macam tu kan. For people, that is considered like macam for them to mitigate the burnout. But in reality, it can be very detrimental. So, you need to determine your coping mechanism as well when it comes to that lah. So, yeah. That's when to, apa orang kata, prevent, orang kata personal level dan juga tempat kerja. Macam tu.
I guess in a way, it's not something you can tackle it alone. You have to like manage workload, learn boundaries, talk to your boss about it. Yeah, it's not something easy yang something easy macam pergi bercuti. Cannot do that to burn out, to solve the burnout.
Yeah, bercuti is fine, good break.
Yelah, but it might not enough.
It might not enough.
Yeah.
Sebab bila balik-balik, you akan stress juga pasal
Yeah,
kerja.
yeah.
Betul tak? You still need to work on how to handle the work properly, efficiently, mitigate it segalanya.
And I think just a reflection. I think macam like sometimes like when we dealing with burnout, sometimes macam kita tak nak kita kena, at one point kita kena belajar how to manage our workload, how to delegate tasks, how to talk to our team. It's something yang macam also uncomfortable, but we need to do it anyway so that we don't have burnout.
Yeah. One of the reason is why kita tak nak menyusahkan orang. Kan?
Yeah.
Benda tu sangat-sangat common. Tak nak cakap benda ni common. Ataupun orang lain pun merasai juga.
Yeah, ataupun macam like dia rasa macam, aku ke yang tak kompeten, macam like self-blaming.
Kan?
Yeah.
Itu lain punya topik tau. Itu imposter syndrome pula tu.
Yeah. Nanti kan.
It is relatable. Burnout can lead to imposter syndrome. Benda lah punya.
Interesting.
It can lead juga. It can also be like the other way around juga. It depends on that situation, depends pada orang apa semua. But I would say that it is still preventable lah. Bukannya tak boleh prevent langsung.
Yeah. So on that, tadi kita cakap pasal personal level kan. What can a person do untuk prevent or deal with burnout? Okay, what are the things yang a company can do to prevent or manage staff at least supaya macam like I think it's tricky untuk zero burnout, but at least macam like how a company can, what initiative they can do supaya staff tak burn out ke, turnover rate tak tinggi ke?
Turnover rate. Very good question. Another burning question I would say. Sebab I pun ada my own companies, my own work that I'm handling with. So I understand where you're coming from in a way. Alright, apa company? Apa aku buat lah? Sekejap, aku fikir.
I'm probing on the wound.
Kena bagi ke HR ni. Apa list ni? But okay. One thing is that what I will emphasize untuk semua companies, tak kisahlah siapa pun company tu, apa kerja, one of the privilege that you need to have in your company is well-being day. So well-being day ataupun stress day ataupun mental health day, whatever that you want to call it, make it a cuti yang orang boleh ambil so that they can relax, they can take care of themselves better.
Or at least they can retreat and think back how to approach the problem.
Yes. Ada orang, ada company buat macam 3 kali setahun. Ada yang 1 kali setahun. It depends. There's no like right and wrong answer to this. Depend on the company itself lah. So please have a well-being day so that people can orang kata take care of themselves, relax a little bit dan juga manage themselves better, and it helps sebenarnya sebab dia boleh mengurangkan turnover rate dekat you punya company. So very good practice. Right? Lagi satu, to always have check-ins dengan orang kat sana lah. HR boleh buat. Kalau ada budget lebih sikit dekat company, hire nak macam counselling ke, consultancy ke.
Hello my company, please hire Mimie.
Boleh. Tapi kalau buat macam tu, is great. Di mana we can help to mitigate the stress better lah. Sebab bila you bekerja is part of you. Tapi you ada benda lain juga yang boleh buat stress. Family problem for example, relationship problem, financial, our own mental health and mental illnesses. So when benda-benda macam ni boleh impact kita punya hidup, boleh impact kita punya kerja, boleh menyebabkan burnout. Okay? Always ada kaitan. It's always in the cycle.
Yeah.
So kalau kita boleh stop that cycle, try to work on it, it helps a lot. So kalau company tu ada bajet lebih ataupun macam nak help to kurangkan turnover, try to engage dengan mana-mana consultancy ataupun dengan therapy center lah on that juga. Another thing juga, every few weeks atau few months, mungkin boleh ada macam 1-2 panggil orang datang untuk talk about workplace hazard when it comes to mental illnesses, mental health. I use the word hazard there is because some people don't understand it. Kalau boleh, I tak nak guna perkataan hazard. Tapi workplace is something yang part of us. It can be very detrimental to us as well. Right? Kalau kita tak boleh nak manage our work better. So, kalau boleh panggil orang setiap 2 minggu ke, setiap 1 bulan ke, panggil orang untuk datang untuk talk about mental health, how to take care. Kalau tak nak buat benda tu pun, buat program masak-masak pun okay. It's fun. Orang rasa macam company listen to them, make them feel relaxed and everything. But yeah, that's 3 things.
Yeah, company should implement this now.
Betul.
To all business owner.
Agree.
Yeah, that's cool. I really like when you say about mental health day tu. Also to company yang tak tahu, mental health day tu supposed to be luar annual leave, okay?
Yes.
It's not supposed to be included in annual leave.
Luar annual leave, luar sick leave. Okay?
Yes.
They completely different. We just orang
Nanti
kata,
kan ada yang pembaris ni ah.
Dia completely different lah. Jangan samakan.
Yes. Yeah, I really like about mental health day tu macam like, it's really macam like one, a company macam acknowledge workplace, I think macam memang tak boleh nak avoid lah mental workload yang sangat stressful, can be stressful to people dan orang nak kerja lama also, and you also nak manage resource, you pun banyak hilang duit kan kalau turnover tinggi lah, macam tu lah. Right. Another question, like, okay, let's say a situation where a company yang dia suka push staff ni sampai burn out, like I think burnout is doing the opposite of productivity. So let's say lah, we don't have choice to quit. We don't have we have to stay and deal with this by hook or by crook. So what can we do to survive or stay sane? Sebelum dia ada planning nak quit ke apa kan? What can we do?
Okay, personal level lah. Sebenarnya bukan company punya ni kan.
Yeah, but in a situation yang macam the company is toxic and we have no other choice sangat.
Alright. If you rasa you ada symptom of burnout, di mana you rasa ada disengagement, kan? You rasa dah penat yang tak boleh nak explain. Rasa macam dah tak tahu nak buat apa dengan kerja tu. Kerja terlalu banyak, tak tahu macam mana nak work on it. The only advice that I can give is to seek professional help. Ni tone serius ni, sebab memang serius ni. Sebabnya burnout, kalau sebolehnya kita nak elak dia bertukar menjadi depression. Macam tu. Sebab burnout yang tak terkawal boleh menyebabkan penyakit mental, environmental factor lah, iaitu mood disorder contohnya, depression. So kita nak, kalau boleh nak elak benda tu. So always seek professional help whenever that you feel the sign, the symptom of burnout is there. And there are ways yang as a therapist, as a counsellor, there are ways untuk kita handle lah. So as a counsellor, apa yang kita lihat, kita tengok dulu awal tu macam mana berlaku, apa impak dia sekarang, apa frekuensi, apa dia punya ni, segalanya kita tengok. Dan kita akan check and kita lihat apa aktiviti ataupun macam mana kita nak handle this kind of situation better lah for that person. So again, seek professional help. Mungkin boleh kita pergi healing apa semua, mitigate ourselves, but it's best, it's wise to seek professional help on that lah. Yeah.
Okay, one last thing. When we feel burnt out, getting to tadi cakap pasal quitting kan. Okay, is it good to quit the job where we feel burnt out?
Be a devil advocate here. It's good kalau you ada plan. Sebab kalau you tak ada plan yang kukuh, takut nanti akan jadi macam bau impak kepada you tau. So it's always good to have a plan. Tak salah nak quit. I advocate people to quit kalau diorang ada masalah tempat kerja yang tak boleh control. Ni tak emphasize yang tak boleh control kat situ. It's fine that you feel like you are not belong to the company. It's fine to feel that. It's fine to feel that yang macam there's so many things going on that you cannot control. It's fine. Whenever that you feel that, you take into factor dengan tempat kerja, dia punya lokasi, dia punya colleague, dia punya environment, culture, semua-semua benda tu lah. Kelebihan dan segalanya. When you take into that factor, and you rasa macam memang dia tak boleh nak compensate aku punya burnout, yes, feel free to quit. Tapi always have a backup plan first.
So that we don't fall further.
Exactly. Kita pun tak nak orang fall further kan. So take into a lot of consideration first before you completely quit lah. So, kalau tak nanti you yang merana, kita pun tak nak you merana. Betul tak?
Betul. It's hard to tackle this one rather than tackling stress.
It is sebab it is a little bit challenging and trickier compared to stress, di mana kita kalau boleh kita kena tengok macam mana situasi orang tu dulu sebelum kita nak bagi jalan yang betul dekat seseorang tu, ataupun jalan yang orang boleh follow lah, bukanlah jalan betul orang yang boleh follow dan segalanya. So whenever that you feel you have the sign, again, always seek professional help. Don't feel alone on this. There are people that can help you, that can guide you better in this case.
Okay, I'm gonna ask about quiet quitting. Are you familiar with quiet quitting?
I heard of it tapi tak berapa nak familiar. I think bekerja tapi kan dia bekerja orang tu kan?
Dia bekerja tapi dia macam like so one thing yang I heard about quiet quitting ni is like macam I think dia macam like a strategy to cope with burnout. I think it's a good strategy personally, but so dia macam like you buat kerja ikut minimum wage, you macam like really enforcing no boundaries. 5 PM macam no gitu something like that. It's when you look at that, it's a good way to cope with stressful work environment lah. Cumanya in other way to look it, if it's in the good company that promotes healthy growth, healthy culture, that can be detrimental lah to the company core value. Okay, so dia macam tu lah. So apa soalan ni? Macam aku dah jawab soalan ni. Soalan yang I supposed to ask you. Okay. So okay. I'm changing my question. So you are the managing managing director of MINDAKAMI kan. So if your staff are doing quiet quitting, what's your take on this? Spicy question.
Oh, dahsyatnya soalan ni. Soalan ni remind me of absent. Orang tu bukan absent tapi dia macam hati dia tak ada kat situ. Apa kita panggil perkataan ni? Tak ada hati. Dia ada tapi dia in their mind is dia completely absent. On that absenteeism, apa benda tak ada lupa. But yes, I've heard about quiet quitting before. The issue with quiet quitting is that there is a lacking of communication.
Oh.
A few factors when it comes to quiet quitting, or orang rasa macam orang kata being undervalued dekat tempat kerja. Satu, lack of communication between higher up dengan dia. Kemudian lack of sense of belonging, which is very important at work. And then mungkin ada lack of orang kata work task. Consistency when it comes to work task. So there are a few reason lah. So bila ada benda-benda ni berlaku, orang rasa macam, why am I here? Betul tak? Baik aku like slowly invisible, aku ni angin je. Betul? So kita slowly, kita ada, kita makan gaji tapi kita tak ada. Macam tu. Buat kerja pun sambil lewa. It's not good dekat resume you. Satu. And it's not good bila you pergi another interview, orang tanya you, apa you buat kat tempat kerja tu. In a way, I understand kenapa orang buat, tapi you nak cari tempat kerja lain, it may be unfair for yourself dengan orang lain juga.
I see.
Especially on yourself juga. So what I would advise when it comes to this situation kan, kalau boleh, talk to your bosses about what you are experiencing now, about what's going on, whether on your workload, whether on your work and everything. It might help a lot daripada you do quiet quitting. Macam tu. Because by the end of the day, kalau you nak cari tempat kerja lain, and then you, bila orang interview you tak boleh nak jawab because you doing that quiet quitting, dia akan membawa impak kepada you sebenarnya.
In the long run, it's not good lah. In the long run.
In the long run, in the long run, it is not good for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think quitting is quite tricky to say it's wrong or it's right or whatsoever. Yeah, it has different consequences and different people do it with different reason.
Yeah, that's true. So, I tak kena nak cakap benda tu
Salah,
ataupun benda tu
True.
betul. Sebab by the end of the day, mungkin ada lack of trust atau lack of communication between the bosses and dia. Macam tu. Sebab tu benda tu berlaku. And then mungkin kerja kejap bagi, kejap tak bagi. So, dia macam orang tu jadi macam benda aku punya workload ni. So, I understand where they're coming from sebenarnya. To avoid that, always have a good communication meeting. Kalau boss tak propose, you yang propose dekat boss tu. Itu macam tu.
Wow. Yeah. Muasabah balik. Muasabah.
Banyak dia musahabah. Bagus sebenarnya. Tapi itulah, I would say that when it comes to burnout, when it comes to quiet quitting, whatever yang berlaku dekat tempat kerja kan, company tu sendiri kena ambil proactive decision sebenarnya.
It comes both way, right? Personal and company level.
Company kena ambil proactive decision. Employee pun nak kena. Employees dua-dualah kena ambil proactive decision. The issue is that kalau you bekerja and tempat kerja you tu banyak sangat hierarki nak kena deal with it. Itu yang little bit tricky. But tricky doesn't mean it's not possible, isn't it?
I like that. Alright. Okay, thank you, Mimie. Okay, before we go to our last question, I want to tell people, listener here, MINDAKAMI is giving off promo code Sembang, SEMBANG, for 15% off untuk siapa-siapa book appointment dekat MINDAKAMI. So MINDAKAMI is a very good place. And then masa nak check out tu, you letak promo code Sembang for 15% off. Alright. Okay, Mimie. So, before we end our podcast session, so what's your take about this, about burnout in workplace to our listener yang probably struggling kat tempat kerja? Yeah.
Alright. First of all, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate that. Ni podcast saya kali kedua. Podcast first memang I nervous sikit, tapi podcast ni I feel I'm a bit better.
Yeah.
Burnout. It is still preventable. Kalau you rasa ada sign, again, please seek professional help lah. Because by the end of the day, kita tak nak burnout tu bawa impak kepada you secara berpanjangan. Kita tak nak bawa impak kepada you punya social life, you punya work life, and you punya personal life itself. As a therapist, I very much want you to know that you are not alone in this. Stress at work may happen, burnout at work may happen, emotional burnout may happen juga. So always take care of yourself, always seek professional help as well.
Alright, thank you for the takeaway message, Mimie. So again, ada promo code untuk siapa-siapa book appointment, Sembang untuk 15% off, available until end of this year. So you guys yang kalau burn out, go book appointment now at MINDAKAMI.
Come.
Alright, thank you Mimie for joining me, and thank you for listener yang mendengar sampai ke habis. Okay, kita jumpa lagi di episod akan datang. Okay, bye. Assalamualaikum.